You are Locked On Bulls, your daily podcast on the Chicago Bulls, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for making Locked On Bulls your first listen every day. Locked On Bulls, a member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. That's Pat, the designer, host and creator of the Windy City Breeze. I'm Haize, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central. And today, we got a bunch of topics to get into. First up, NBA.com has ranked the Chicago Bulls number 6th in their Eastern Conference power rankings. Just go over it. So the Boston Celtics, defending Eastern Conference champions, were ranked number 1, followed by the Milwaukee Bucks, then the Philadelphia 76ers, Miami Heat, Toronto Raptors, and then the Chicago Bulls, the Brooklyn Nets, Atlanta Hawks, and Cleveland Cavaliers and New York Knicks rounding out the top 10 there. What do you think about that list, Pat?
I'm not mad at it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's not a disrespect to the Bulls. Again, kind of like we talked about with Lonzo yesterday with the bet online odds and stuff like that for where the Bulls were going to win, right? There's a lot of unknown around the Bulls right now, and a major piece that's unknown around the Bulls right now. So I think 6 is kind of where I feel the Bulls are. I think they addressed a lot of their needs coming into this season. But again, right, when you have that big piece missing, you may have addressed rebounding, but now do you have to address the point guard position? So there's still a lot of questions around this team coming into the season, but I do like that. I don't think it. I feel like a lot of Bulls fans view this as disrespect as well. By the way, this is a power ranking, guys. This isn't where we're gonna rank in the Eastern Conference. This is a preseason power ranking. There's a lot of things that factor into it. But I don't view it as disrespectful. I think it's a cautiously optimistic 6th spot, because when you look at the teams above us, there's a couple of teams that for me, I don't feel like are going to pan out. Well, at least one team that I don't feel like is going to pan out and be this dominant team next season. So I think that the Bulls end up moving up, but I do think that the East is going to be mad tough. So those are the teams we're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I do definitely think the ranking is fair. You know, the Bulls fan in me wanted to say, hey, we should be ranked above the Toronto Raptors, which I still do feel. But, you know, it's one spot. Am I going to really argue about one spot? I don't have any, as far as the 4 teams above that are ranked before us, I don't have any issue with them ranking ahead of us. I personally think that the Miami Heat should be ranked above the Philadelphia 76ers, but that's a conversation for another day.
Exactly.
You know, that's how I feel with that. But, you know, the thing that I wanted to nail home with this is that a lot of Bulls fans you've heard all throughout the offseason, well, every team in the East has gotten better. And one of my responses to that has always been, yeah, they've gotten better, but they didn't get better than a fully healthy Chicago Bulls team. And I think that that's represented in this list. If the Bulls have full health, which at this point is difficult to bank on, but if they do, I don't think that the Atlanta Hawks are better than the Bulls. The Cleveland Cavaliers, who started off last season great and have a lot of talent on that team, still young, I don't think they're better than the Chicago Bulls. The New York Knicks, they literally added a $100 million player and are still going to get, as you've said, 39 wins next season. So, you know, it kind of is what it is there. Go ahead.
No, yeah, 100%. Like when you look at kind of how all these other teams compare to the Bulls, the Raptors is interesting. I think they think Scotty Barnes is going to take a superstar level leap this season, which definitely might, right? Like he was balling out last year. Got Rookie of the Year, or did Evan Mobley get it? He got Rookie of the Year last year.
Evan Mobley got a Rookie.
Evan Mobley got it right. Not a bad pick. I think they feel like he's going to ball out. I think that. Honestly, I'm surprised Cleveland wasn't.
No, we're both wrong. Scotty Barnes did get Rookie of the Year.
Oh, okay. All right. Scotty Barnes got it. So, I mean, listen, I'm not mad at the reasoning behind why Toronto's above us, right? I feel like, again, banking on health is a heck of a thing to bank on, especially with a team that didn't have much of it last season. So, coming into this season, right, you're hoping for better. And hoping these Muds don't end up like the White Sox, where they're just having the same issues every year. I'm actually surprised. I think that where was Cleveland on the list? Was Cleveland 8?
Cleveland is 1 second. Let me go back. Cleveland is 10th, I believe.
I'm surprised.
They're 9th. Cleveland's 9th.
I'm surprised Cleveland's not higher. Like, I get the Atlanta move to go get DeJounte Murray, and I think that helps them a lot, especially defensively. But that's still a very small backcourt, and Atlanta is not exactly known for this dominant defense that they play. So, like, what's the what's the game plan? I mean, like Zach LaVine and Lonzo Ball, if they're both healthy, are towering over DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. Like, I get the mindset here, but like Atlanta wasn't a clamp on the before DeJounte Murray got there. I don't think adding in that single piece instantly makes them a clamp.
Yeah. I just, it's gonna be interesting to just see how everything shakes out once the season does start. Because I mean, I'm looking at the Hawks. Yeah, the Hawks added DeJounte Murray, and outside of that, correct me if I'm wrong, the only other big addition, well, not even big addition that they made was Frank Kaminsky, right?
I believe so. I don't think they added nothing. In fact, they were talking about subtracting everything all off season, and then they just were like, "Nah, we're not gonna do nothing."
Exactly. So it's like listen, DeJounte Murray is a hell of a player. Do not get me wrong. This is not at all a way to
He's doing a lot of the defense.
That's what I'm saying, especially in the backcourt. And you're talking about like we're in an NBA now where there are a lot of tough backcourts in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like Trae is going to get and I don't know how they hide him on this team. Like there is no hiding Trae yet. Yeah. Especially when you have a backcourt that's going to be that short all the way around, bro. It's like it's the Kirk Heinrich, Ben Gordon thing all over again.
You know what? That's not a bad take. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's tough. That's not a bad take.
I'm just saying, like they're gonna win a lot of. Don't get me wrong, they're gonna be a fun team to watch, especially offensively. But when things get tight down the stretch, listen, DeJounte is great defensively. Yeah. But he's going to have to do a lot of, like, all those plays we saw with Lonzo Ball last season where he guarded like 3 people in one possession. DeJounte has to be able to do that for him to overcome some of the things they got to do, man. That's all I got to say with that.
That's facts. I'm not mad at that take. That's not a horrible take. It's wild to say that, honestly, when you think about it. But like Kirk Heinrich was literally the defense in that backcourt because Ben Gordon was not playing it.
Ben Gordon was like, you want me to defend somebody? Cool. I got you for about 3 seconds on this possession. I need to go down and get that open 3 on the other side, man.
Ben Gordon was leaking out. There was so many players where Ben would just leak out, and you'd be like it would work, like if the Bulls got the ball back, but man, Ben was just like, dang it, I missed. Oh, good times, man. Them baby Bulls was fun to watch.
Oh yeah, bro. I love that's still one of my favorite Bulls team to watch because I got to watch it go ahead and build all the way up. Okay, outside of that, one of the things that did surprise me, just outside of the Bulls, is because we both agree the Bulls are where they are. The Charlotte Hornets ranking 12th.
That don't surprise me.
That doesn't surprise you?
I don't have a. Are you feel they too high or too low? Hold on.
I feel like they're too low, bro. I honestly think to me, I think that they're gonna have a better record than the Washington Wizards and New York Knicks.
What'd they fix?
Their coaching, which is a big problem with them, how they were.
They just rehired the dude that sucked before.
Well,
they fixed nothing. They fixed absolutely nothing. What did we watch, bro? That's why I feel like they're too high.
No, you feel like they're too high.
Why did you? Here's the thing. What did we watch all in that playing game? What did we watch them do? LaMelo Ball was coming up the court, throwing the ball to wide open people, and nobody could hit a shot. What's the shooter they went and got? Nobody.
I mean.
They
points
didn't
were
get
made.
better.
That's all I can say. In fact, points were made.
The one dude that you might say actually could knock down a shot who didn't knock down a shot in that game ain't even on the team no more.
Kelly Oubre and Terry Rozier, 43 and 42% in clutch 3-point shooting.
They didn't show up in the clutch in that game.
This is true. But I mean, come on, man. The biggest thing with them is going to be the defense. Their defensive net rating, rating last season was 22nd, but they had a positive, which is so weird that the Bulls ranked above them in offensive and defensive rating, but had a negative. Like that whole stat, the way that worked for the Chicago Bulls just sucked last season. But their defensive rating is going to really need to improve a lot. So. But I personally still think the Charlotte Hornets are going to be better coached and have a better season.
That's all. You like LaMelo.
I love LaMelo. Let's be clear here. I absolutely do love LaMelo.
That's what it is. That's fine. But let's be real. That's not a good team.
Yeah.
Even when they're 100% healthy, which they've never been, it's still not a good team. Gordon Hayward, it makes them that much better.
Yeah. Good. Shout out to Gordon Hayward for improving.
By
But
the way, who's on that team?
who?
Did they re-sign Bridges?
No, come on, bro. You know nobody's going close to Bridges.
No,
Nobody's
I
going
heard
close
that
to
they was
Bridges.
putting a deal out, even though he wasn't.
They rescinded their qualifying offer.
I heard they was putting out like the discount deal, like you're a felon now, so here's the deal to keep you in the NBA. But I didn't know if
there's been nothing official to come from that. That's the nuclear option right now. Nobody's going close to Bridges. Nobody.
Good.
Nobody.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and move on. We got to get to that second topic. First, got to talk to you guys about BetOnline.net. BetOnline.net is the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your sports betting needs. Find all your favorite sports and events at the #1 source for odds, lines, and games. Find reviews and news of every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all sports wagering information, from live in-game betting, scores, and podcasts. They have you covered. Head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to learn more about the action happening today. BetOnline, it's where the game starts. All right, Pat. So outside of that, we got an update. Goran Dragic, who you mentioned yesterday on the show, hadn't officially signed his deal with the Chicago Bulls. Well, that's all gone. Goran has officially signed. He will wear number 7. So for all those people who worried about the number, that's the biggest news in this.
That's all that matters.
We'll wear number 7, which that's been Gordon's old number, right? Yeah, that's been Gordon's old number.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. No offense to BG7, but like he only played here really. What did he only play here 4 years? It's okay. It's okay.
Because he never re-upped on his rookie deal, did he?
Yeah. Like people forget, like Ben Gordon had a nice run with the Chicago Bulls, but it was extremely short. That's why. Yeah. But so we're here now. Goran Dragic officially signed. What do you think about the signing now that it's been made official? What do you still, like me? I still don't believe this whole 20-25 minutes per game type thing, especially if everybody's healthy. I don't believe.
Yeah, I like the signing, right? Like it's nothing crazy. It doesn't cost that much money. It's $2.9 million. I feel like it's a signing that you're hoping to not use as much, right? I feel like it's insurance. It's Kobe White insurance. They can go out there and score. He can go out there and spot up shoot. That his splits are very good, and that he's a guy where the numbers will tell you, and the production that we've seen out of him will tell you that he's exactly what you need off of that. I don't know about a 2, but kind of that bench shooter. I don't even want to put a position on that. So, but he's exactly what you need out of that, right? Perfect. Yeah. I love it. Hopefully we don't have to use him that much. You know what I'm saying? Like $2.9 million. I'm sorry, you don't get to dictate policy for what's going on around here. If Kobe White's balling out, guess what? Goran Dragic is probably sitting on the bench more times than not. So I'm absolutely okay with it. I feel like I'm making these proclamations, and this one is going to be like a staple of our offense every single night. I'm going to be saying the Dragon so much on the live calls.
Yeah. The Dragon.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The Dragon for 3.
Exactly. At least Stacey doesn't have to come up with a nickname for him. He already has one. But yeah, I mean, listen, I like the Gordon signing overall. I do think, like, as a Matt Thomas replacement, I like him better in that role. Right. And that's where I see him playing if everyone's healthy. I know people disagree with that. There are even some people that are like, well, Gordon's probably going to start. Like, even if Lonzo's out, you're starting Goran over Caruso and Ayo Dosunmu. Like, I don't see that. I don't see that. So, but, it is what it is. We'll see how it ends up shaking out. But, like, I like having Goran on this team. What he does, looking at his shooting splits over the course of his career, yes, he did have a down shooting year last season, but I like having Goran on this team, period. And that's really what it boils down to, is that I like the addition when you look at the player he's coming in and replacing. That's that Matt Thomas role. So we'll see.
Sure. I'd have been cool with keeping Matt Thomas too. I ain't gonna lie to you. Matt Thomas could spark that thing and try it.
But wait a second. You talk. He tries more than Ben Gordon on defense, but it's the same result as Ben Gordon on defense. Like, the fact is that Ben didn't try sometimes. Matt Thomas tried and still got the same result. That's a little bit worse to me, bro.
Nah, it's the try for me, though. You know what I mean? It's the try. Like, he tried his best to stay in front of you, but man, he was going to get cooked. But Matt Thomas could – listen, I'm cool with having guys. I think we've gotten to the point, right, where guys have to be this everything player in the league. And it's just –
and they don't.
You don't. Sometimes, what's your job? Shoot. He shoots. He's
and he passes well. I'm not saying he has the Alonzo Ball court vision or anything like that, but Gordon is a solid passer when he needs to be, especially when he has weapons around him. And he's always going to be on the court with a weapon more than like. It's either going to be DeMar, Zach, Vooch. There's always going to be somebody on the court with Gordon that his passing is going to be solid. Like I like the Gordon signing overall. I really do. My biggest issue was the 20 to 25 minutes thing. I don't think we're going to see that come to fruition. You already broke down what was actually said in that interview, so I think that got taken a little bit and ran with. But yeah, you're looking at Gordon even last season with Brooklyn, which we all have said was a down year, right? He averaged 4.8 assists per game in only 6 starts, 7.3 points per game. 37% shooting overall, 24% shooting from the 3-point range. We want to see that improve. But overall, like what he can come in and bring, I'm not mad at.
So I agree with you. I feel like he is a solid insurance piece for the Chicago Bulls, especially seeing as how I think they'll be in a different situation this season, right? But you kind of don't want to get in that situation where, like last year, you would say was drastic injury, right? Drastic, and to the point where we're like, all right, what's the starting lineup tonight? Io, Javante, Vooch, DeMar, and throw in your fifth here. It could have been not Tony Bradley. What's the boy we let Troy Brown Jr. It could have been Derrick Jones Jr.
See, when you look, and that's why when people say, what have the Bulls really done, right? We replace Troy Brown Jr. with Dalen Terry. You replace Tristan Thompson with Andre Drummond. You replace Matt Thomas with Goran Dragic. Those are like just in a vacuum, right? I know we wanted to see them do more, but in a vacuum, looking at those replacements are enough right there that I'm more excited about.
I was like, I know you're not doing that much, but hey, can we also talk about the fact that Tristan Thompson just kind of disappeared from the Chicago Bulls like a mafia style?
No, he disappeared from the NBA. Have you heard anything about people are literally the NBA has moved on from Tristan Thompson. The NBA said, listen, we saw what you did last season. We don't want none of that. We're not signing you for no veteran insurance. We're not signing you to be the back of the bench.
Bro,
go to the big three.
Nothing about he didn't get a thank you. I didn't see him like leave. Like they just was like they
no wish you well in your future endeavors.
The sticker
None of that shit.
Locker
exactly,
and had Drummond already underneath it.
But yeah, bro. So at the end of the day, the Bulls have done, I think, enough to improve the bench. In a little bit of fashion, right? Have they made the drastic improvements that some fans have wanted? No, but that was never really realistic in my opinion. Like, I never thought that this was going to be like, were there some free agents that I looked at and said, hey, if the Bulls were to decide to do some things, these are the free agents that I would like to see. Heck, I did a whole free agent thing. But at the end of the day, like, the job is to improve the team. And they did that. It'd be different if they just said, hey, let's run it back. Troy Brown, go ahead and come back on a 1-year deal. Derrick Jones Jr., go ahead and come back. Oh, Tristan, you didn't give us nothing, but go ahead and come back. We did on Derrick Jones Jr. So they didn't. They removed the pieces or let the pieces go that became free agents that didn't fit on this team, maintaining cap flexibility for next season, which I've talked about. They can have up to $20 million in true cap space next season. And a $10 million mid-level exception. So looking at what they've done, I think we're going to see bigger dividends paid off than what a lot of fans think, and even maybe than what I think, once this team all gels together. And we'll get into that in our next topic because the chemistry is still building even more so than what we talked about. But just where you stand right now, bro, like, it's set. The roster set at this point. Our two-way contract set. No McCourt Maker. Like, that's kind of come and gone, but he hasn't signed with any other team. I'm expecting him to probably be on the Windy City Bulls next season. That's what I'm expecting. They're probably going to sign him to a G League contract. But are you, now that it's all official, it's all locked in, we know our 15-man roster, are you happy with what the Bulls are heading into battle with next season?
I'm happy for the most part, right? Because our big free agency day happened last season. So I just need guys to be 100%. When this team's 100% healthy, I'm telling y'all, go back and watch those games at the beginning of the year. The Bulls were running teams. Like, they were dominating teams. And you could say, well, they was the trash teams. Well, no, they was the Brooklyn Nets. They were they were teams that, like, we thought were going to matter. It was the Boston Celtics who ended up going to the NBA Finals. Oh, they hadn't figured it out yet. Well, because they was getting ran. They definitely hadn't figured it out yet. the Bulls were a really, really good basketball team in the beginning of that season. And just everybody going out and then everybody kind of just stumbling their way back. You saw the continuity break up. You saw, and I'm gonna be real with you, right? That's why, as we're gonna get into in this next topic, right, that this team staying together is so important. Because imagine you go through what you went through last season, and now you add a bunch of new pieces, and you got to figure out how to play with these mugs, and you might go through that again.
This is facts. These are facts. These are facts. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into the next topic of today's episode, and this one is we got an updated list on everybody who's down there in LA. So before initially, I think we thought it was going to be like 5-6 players.
Yeah.
It's almost the whole entire roster.
Bro, Muzz was like, where my invite at, D?
So now Zach LaVine, Tony Bradley, who nobody cares if Tony Bradley's there, Patrick Williams, DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, Derrick Jones Jr., Nikola Vucevic, Ayo Dosunmu, Dalen Terry, Javonte Green, Kobe White, and Billy Donovan, which is the most surprising thing for me on that one because technically they are not allowed to have organized workouts. So I don't know what Billy's doing. Like, are they running over to Billy and be like, hey, Billy, how did you feel about that shot? It was mid. Because he can't he can't say, hey, let's run these drills. He can't do that. But like, the chemistry of this team is going to be important, right? To everything, especially with continuity. How does this has your thoughts on this change? Or when you hear that 11 players and the head coach are down there in LA for these group workouts. Don't be surprised if an NBA fine comes as well because Billy Donovan.
I thought about
that. Do not
that,
be surprised at all, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Our Chicago teams just be like, F it, I'll take the fine. I make millions. Stop playing.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know if the thing is that I like about this is that we have a team of guys that genuinely like each other, and that's kind of where a lot of good things start, right? Like there's teams where like people play together. And they tolerate each other, but then the chips get down, things get tough, and what do? I'm out of here. Yeah, I mean, these guys genuinely seem to like each other. And I will say, just looking at this list of players, first off, Tony Bradley's definitely getting cooked by Vooch. He's got to be just tired of Vooch spinning off of him hitting that float.
But maybe that makes him step up defensively. Like, because all jokes aside, while I throw a lot of shade towards Tony Bradley, it's because you see the potential there some games. Like, there are some games where Tony Bradley had that one game in the first half. He had 10 and 10.
The wild part is, ain't Tony Bradley like 22?
He's not that young, but I think he's like 24, 25, something like that.
I thought he was younger than that. I thought Tony Bradley was like ridiculously young, and I was like, what if Tony Bradley just develops? Like, what if he's
24 years old? Just look at
24. All right, yeah.
But still, it's not like
still mad young.
You still have time to develop, right? It's not like he's played. He's only played in 167 total games in his career so far. Over the 5 years he's been in the league. He still has some room to develop. It's just
I can't wait to see Chicago Bulls Central next year. Just like Tony Bradley with a 20 and 10 game. What are we looking at here,
bro? That 10 and 10 game he had, bro. Literally on the live post game show afterwards, I was like, and we get a good game from Tony Bradley. Like, I was completely shocked. Like.
No, I'm excited about this though, dog. I mean, if you're being real, and the fact that I love that Billy Donovan's there, just is like, I'm gonna be real. How can they find him though? Like, he can hang out with his players in the offseason. He just can't coach them.
He can't coach them. So all he can really do is sit there and take notes. Is really what he can do.
Dalen Terry just keep running over, and he's just like, yeah, call a set. This set right here. Oh man, I love what you guys are doing, boys. Keep it up.
Are they doing the old school thing? Like, this is how when we were younger we played basketball. Is that because there's 11 players there? Are they doing the thing where there's 5-on-5 and they have the one alternate who's playing for both teams? So whenever somebody needs a break, the alternate's going in for whichever team.
It's got to be the rookie.
It got to be Dalen Terry.
It's got to be Dalen Terry.
Yeah, it got to be Dalen Terry.
Dog, it's weird to say. But stories like this, right, are kind of like even last season when they got together and started playing, right? These are the stories where you all of a sudden talk about a team that's already ready to go coming into the season. And you don't hear a lot of teams doing this, right? Normally in the offseason, guys are, hey, we on vacation or we getting ready to work, but like we ain't there yet. And it's like kind of still, like I said yesterday, right? Like the guys that are going to get major time on this team, you're probably looking at on this list.
Except
outside of Goran Dragic, maybe.
And Drummond's not there.
And Drummond, that's true. And Andre Drummond, that's true. Well, maybe Tony Bradley's taking the spot. Maybe that's how it's gonna go.
Listen, bro, if all this shakes out and Tony Bradley actually takes the lead, like we've talked about Ayo taking the lead, Patrick Williams taking the lead, Lonzo can even develop some still because he's still fairly. I mean, him and Tony Bradley are the same age, right?
Tony Bradley becomes a dominant.
We talk about Dalen Terry. What if next season Tony Bradley becomes like Taj Gibson rookie year off the bench?
I would love it.
Bro, like I would literally be sitting here and saying the weirdest things in the NBA. Like, and there's weirder things that have happened, right, bro? It's weirder things that have happened.
Absolutely love it. That mess would have me dying because the weird thing is Tony Bradley's just awkward. Like how he moves, how he runs, he's like JaVale McGee, but with less skill set. You know what he reminds me of? Young JaVale McGee.
Well, like even young JaVale McGee was competent on offense.
But what I'm saying, less skill set for sure. But like how young JaVale McGee would just like do awkward stuff on a basketball court, and you'd be looking and you'd be like, bro, you made the NBA. What's going on here? Like, how'd you get here? That's kind of what Tony Bradley reminds me of.
And the funny thing is
most of the segment talking about Tony Bradley.
The funny thing is, and because like Tony Bradley, like I said, he shows even if you look, this is why per 36 does not work for everyone, right? All. Because if you look at his defensive stats per 36, he literally jumps out the page as almost like an amazing defender. Keep in mind he has a defensive rating for his career of 108. That is solid, brother. Like, but it just when you see him on the court, it's just like, hey man, I'm not seeing none of this. Like
I was gonna say, are we making a bold prediction that Tony Bradley makes a leap this season?
Oh no, not at all. I'm not betting on that. I'm not betting. No,
is that what Locked On Bulls is about to do right now?
No, this is not what we're doing at all. I expect Tony Bradley to play in maybe 12 games this season.
I will say the one thing that I did like based off of the footage that solid Instagram clip that I saw that I do like is Patrick Williams having the ball in his hand and being looked like he was on a team without DeMar and Zach. It looked like it. It looked like they were defending.
Which would make sense, right? If you want to develop him in that, I would put him on the opposite team and let him do a lot of the ball handling, let the young players play off him, things like that. So yeah.
And
do we get a Lonzo Ball appearance at one of these workouts?
The fact that the workouts leaked and all who's there, probably not.
Okay.
You'll probably, I figured like he might stop through, but I figured you're probably gonna probably not just because like the Bulls don't want anything getting out. They don't want nothing. We've seen how they've handled all of this. Is Lonzo okay?
He's progressing. We'll see.
You know what? When you look at him,
all I'll say is pay attention to the Rook's Instagram. If anything leaks out, it's going to be on Dalen Terry's Instagram. He's so excited about everything. I can completely imagine Dalen Terry just talking to the camera like, "Yeah, we just had a great workout," and just in the background you see Lonzo Ball walking by, and it's like, "Wait a second, is that Zone?"
I respect Dalen. Dalen got in the NBA. First thing he did was buy a videographer and photographer. Like. I've gotten more Bulls updates just from Dalen Terry's Instagram than anything else.
That's how we found out Dalen was even there. Like because he wasn't on the original list.
It was like is that Patrick Williams? What
exactly. Yeah. Shout out to Dalen. Shout out to the Rook there, man. But that's it for us for today. Unless you got anything left, Pat.
Nah, man, I think that's it. Follow me on everything at Pat the Designer. Follow us both on everything at Locked On Bulls. Appreciate you guys for showing so much love.
And you can follow me at CEO Haize, at CEO Haize. And thank you for making Locked On Bulls your first listen every day. Now for your second listen, go and check on Locked On NBA, where the Locked On experts break down everything going on, latest news, rumors, and developments going on around the NBA in 30 minutes or less. They can be found wherever you get your podcast. But for Pat the Designer, I'm Haize. This is Locked On Bulls, and we out this mug. Peace, y'all.